I was in search of people who are greater than me. I could find people who are greater than me, who could teach me, either in the field of music or in the field of common sense or in the field of spirituality. I was in constant search for people who are stronger than me. Therefore, I went to great musicians. I learned music. I went to great English speakers so that I can become a better speaker. I toured in North India and interact with all people like you who are better than me in Hindi, so I could learn a little Hindi. Had I not sought the company of North India, I would not have improved my Hindi. So in every field, there are better people than you. Yes or no? In every field, including spirituality, including meditation, including enlightenment. Understand? So you seek the company. If Vivekananda can get his Ramakrishna Maharaj, you also can get, everybody can get. I also got my superiors. Move with your superiors. Okay.
Good morning, good afternoon, and a wonderful evening, dear friends and masters. Very warm welcome to our second week of gratitude journey. Hopefully everybody had wonderful weekend and had a time to catch up on our sessions and wisdom notes. Nagendra sir will continue as a tech host for this week, and I, Sonal Doshi, will continue to be your host this week also. So gratitude for that, and we are looking forward to this week where we're going to learn the real wealth. Our physical health is our real wealth, and how we can improve through meditation and learning the wisdom. Thank you, sir. Welcome, and over to you.
Happy morning, dear friends and masters. Great afternoon, evening. We always want newer experiences, and that happens through learning. Just by learning about how the thoughts and how they interfere with the body, just by learning that, we can have a newer experience of great health. Just by learning how thoughts are interfering into the body's health. So just by understanding how these thoughts interfere with our body's health, we can have a newer experience of a greater health. Those who have poor health today, just by recognizing how thoughts interfere, and so then automatically we have a response to change of thought and so change our health, but that's a different experience. When health is changed, you have different experience. When health is not that great, you have different. You don't go to office, you have to give explanations. You feel not that great. But you change your health, and of course, you are bubbling, you are going towards your career goals. Health is our foundation for kindling our interest to do things. It's more common sense. That's why many successful leaders make gaining great health as one of their disciplined items in their daily life. Not known to everyone knows about it. But there are different ways to gain this health. And if you know that our thoughts are the ones which are actually causing bulk of the ill health in the body, discoherence in the body. And then if you have something that can change your thought and so then change your health, then of course the health is in our hand and not in somebody outside external to us who can treat it. So what causes health is the topic for this week. Ill health, what causes ill health, what causes great health, and then how, of course, meditation helps in changing a lot of it. Physical health, of course. I used to have backaches, and it was an L0 issue of where the disc is damaged, it is not in alignment, can be termed slip disc, but it's not enough to term slip disc, but it is damaged enough that it pains deeply, leads to pain deeply. L0 means in the back at the bottommost thing there, in the vertebra. And so to have this challenge regularly, did not realize it is my thoughts that are interfering. When I came into meditation, my thought process changed. I didn't know the connection. But 4 months later, I gained great relief for my back issue. It was not coming on again as it used to come very easily. If I sat in some place for, let's say, half an hour without sort of moving my body, then I would have an issue in the back. But with meditation, it naturally dissolved. And only later I recognized that my negative programming of thinking about it and say, oh, it's going to happen now anyway, in many ways. And I have this constantly used to profess about my backache, saying that it is there, it is going to be forever, and it's going to bother me every now and then. If I'm doing heavy work, if I'm doing extensive work, it's going to come back, which is true. When I'm doing heavy work, extensive work, there are a lot of negative thoughts that flow during that assignment. A lot of negative thoughts flow, frustration, anger, why people are not cooperating, this and that, and all of them are going in and impacting in some way the functioning of the body. Only later, when I looked in, that I recognized that there is so much science behind it, a simple science behind how this sustained negative thought called stress impacts the body. And that condition disappeared. Then later I understood that if you talk to your body positively, then you can then develop a different response to activate, upregulate the genes to reconstruct the damaged parts. And so then they get reconstructed, then you are. One is to contain it, and second is to reconstruct, to repair it. And so then you become normal and to do many other things. Thought process to body, feelings to body's health, and meditation to thought and feeling. There is a great connection. So physical health is essential. We know it. That backache is gone, then I'm the most happiest person. I would never dread doing all these, trips where you hold suitcases and this and that. Energy, if you are working in global nature, if you're working where you're expected to be taking global setup, where you take meetings all the time, different days, being able to switch back into different states and then having that energy to carry yourself forward, at least when the deadlines are there, work for long hours, necessary, while you don't recommend. But then you have to carry forward that energy. By 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, no energy. Whereas in a global setup, when we have offices everywhere in the world, then being able to work with teams at different time zones, so that requires being able to carry ourselves with the same level of energy and enthusiasm every day. That is second aspect. The third aspect, being able to feel good about ourselves, youthfulness, to be able to carry forward, longevity. Why is that some people at 90 are going with their bodies cooperating, and their body is looking healthy, and then it seems to be strong enough to do things. Longevity and youthfulness. They're all part of the health, physical and mental health. We're talking with respect to physical body, the visible aspect. Mental health, having the sound mind, otherwise many things regenerate. Having that sound mind, great mind, like anybody, and then abilities to learn, mental abilities to remember, to learn, to store, to create, to have the cognitive capabilities to decide, the part of the mind faculty, having a great mind, sound mind, and then having the right abilities, no matter I'm at 20 or 40 or 60. Because many feel I can't learn, I can't do, my memory is not serving me, and then I'm because of something called neurorigidity. Now, all of these aspects are part of the health, and then we will understand one by one. This today, after meditation, we'll understand about the stress response. Medical fraternity is talking about stress is the leading cause of most of the illnesses, more than 90%. If 90% of my illnesses, from common headaches to irritable bowel syndromes to acid refluxes, backaches, if there are many, many illnesses that are there, and they are due to the stress, and if so, then if stress can be removed, then health gain 90%. And meditation, because of the dealing with the thoughts and feelings of the body, is greatly and very, very easily and effortlessly. This meditation is helping us to get rid of the stress. So to understand it scientifically, how that process happens, post-meditation difference. And when we understand the knowledge, and that's what happened to me, when you understood this whole emergency mode of the body, or the fight and flight mode, and then how that is causing certain chemicals called neuropeptides into the body, how that's making the body work in suboptimal modes. Just because we think about some fight or argument that we have had with our manager 3 months ago, and so then we carry that thought again and again and again, and so then didn't even realize, but that is causing the health to go down, degenerate. Didn't know that the connection. So just by making that connection, that's called knowledge, then we slowly want to be in a newer state. Just by making the connection, you slowly look to become positive, look to become be in that better emotion. And so this is where meditation is coming, to be that process, to go and change your thought, to go change your emotion with awareness. So the moment I understood that, there's a big relief. Then it is common sense at this point onwards that, okay, anytime there is something not great happening in life, how do I get out of it pretty quickly? Because otherwise, I suffer, my body suffers pretty soon. Then I can't even do things that I'm pursuing right now. So this knowledge that we learn every day is important, even the little scientific. And of course, even though sometimes it can be a little bit complex or so, but if you go after it a second time and a third time, and we ask that you understand the simple concepts, and so then we are always, based on that, we make a behavioral choice, and that is recorded in our subconscious, so it becomes automatic as we go along. So, first meditation day, friends, and welcome to anyone who joined here on a week 2. And we are okay every day. We can join this program. The technique is so simple, but we talk about this quickly. And so then you can pretty quickly learn the technique and start the process with us. And every session is as much as possible independent of the other one. So the practice that we are doing here, dear friends, is breath mindfulness meditation, meditation technique. And then the goal of this process is to rest the mind. The thoughts that are there, hundreds and thousands of thoughts that are there every day, more than 90% are negative. We want to rest the mind and then eliminate all those negative thoughts. And so do this by observing our breath with our eyes closed. As you see in the picture, sit down comfortably in a chair or on the floor, cross your feet at ankle, close your eyes, remove spectacles if you are wearing, fingers into fingers, hands in your lap, in a comfortable posture. Sit down and with your eyes closed, rest your attention at the root of your nose, which is in the middle of the eyebrows, at that point. And with your eyes closed, observe your natural breath. The breath, the way it is, observe it. When you observe the breath, slowly mind becomes empty. When the mind is empty, you are slowly experiencing calmness inside you, great relaxation. But emptiness is energy, quantum physics. And so emptiness is energy. So we experience a movement, sensation in your body, and many things can happen. Witness all of it, observe all of whatever that happens. When you're observing the breath as thoughts are coming down, you experience some kind of calmness. Some vibration, sensation can happen in you, around you. Observe it. In case you have thought, and you know thoughts will come. When thoughts come, you recognize, yes, I'm thinking, I should not be having thoughts. So you go back to observing the breath. Some thoughts come, go back to observing the breath again. And again, start the process. Then again, you go into empty states. So the way to eliminate thought, or the way to reduce thought, is by observing the breath, not by observing the thought, or not by fighting the thought. Right? So this is called breath mindfulness meditation. This is where we're spending maximum time. Before we do that, we go into and do a short process for a few minutes called heart elevation. Just follow my guidance, dear friends, for it. Relax yourself. Sit comfortably. Your eyes closed, specs removed, dear friends. Relax your body. Dear friends, dear masters, with your specs removed, eyes closed, with your hands over chest area, and resting your attention on your heart center. With a slow, long breath, with your attention on your heart, can you connect with it? Feel the beat, the rhythm of your heart. Connect with this heart center with that slow, relaxing breath. Feel it. The core of your emotion, which is making your body coherent, which is helping you experience greater life with this higher emotion of love, compassion, appreciation, gratitude. Can you recollect an experience from your past of love, of joy, of compassion, gratitude? Or simply imagine yourself to be in an experience of higher emotion. Of pursuing your passions, of helping those in need, of spending time in nature, but walking, trekking, or simply feeling the fragrance of a flower, whatever that may be. Experience that higher emotion, that energy, as you imagine and dream. Feel, dear friends. Relive that moment. The more you experience deep joy, love, compassion, the more you become coherent with all things and everyone. allow yourself to direct that energy to everything and everyone on this planet. Where your attention goes, there your energy flows. Feel. An intent for greater healing and elevation of everyone with this energy. And slowly, let's go into breath mindfulness meditation. With your fingers into fingers, hands comfortably rested in your lap, observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath, dear friends. We are going into powerful group meditation. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. Your attention and the root of the nose in the middle of the eyebrows. When you observe your breath, your mind slowly becomes less and less of thought. As your mind is becoming empty, you experience greater emptiness, that calmness inside of you, all around you. As your mind is becoming empty, all the liberated energy is channelized into the moment. Our body goes into greater coherence and functions at its natural best. Allow yourself to merge into your breath. And allow yourself to experience the emptiness. A deeper calmness within you, all around you. into the emptiness inside of you, all around you. All emptiness is energy. This is a field of infinite possibilities. The quantum field of energy of all existence. The more you experience emptiness, the more you transcend your body, the more you merge into this greater field of existence. And the more you are with it, the more you become of it and receive from it. Merge into the emptiness of yourself. This is your greater mind or awareness. The longer you stay connected into this emptiness, that quietness, the more coherent you become, the more insightful you become. Friends, at this time, can you express gratitude to all things and to everyone? Express gratitude to your parents for this beautiful connection to life. Be grateful to all your teachers and mentors for expanding your knowledge and wisdom. Give thanks to everyone in your life, your family, friends, colleagues, relatives, the partners, helping you learn and experience many things. Your gratitude to everything you use, the technology, companies, government, systems that support your life in many ways. Be grateful for this grand nature, the bird, the fish, and the animals, for all that energy, beauty in your life. Gratitude to yourself for caring for you, for caring for others, and to this universe for helping us experience this life. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. Recollect your experiences from the session. How did you feel? What have you experienced? And whenever you're ready, keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds and then open your eyes. Okay, dear friends, hope you enjoyed the session. We always said this, thoughts will be there. If you thought that now 1 week is over, so I'll have better and more emptier mind throughout from here on, not necessarily. So having thoughts we say for where we are right now is no measure of seeing a benefit of meditation. So thoughts will be there, and then we simply train ourselves to move our attention away from the thought to the breath again. So we need to come to an understanding that thoughts are part of meditation, they will be there. And it's okay for me. And it's okay because the benefits anyway are there. So when thoughts are there, rather than getting hung up on, I'm just getting too many thoughts, so meditation is not for me, it won't work for me, I'm not ready for it, and rather than concluding this way, we simply bring our attention when thoughts are there, recognize it, okay, here you go, my friends are coming, and then bring your attention back to the breath. We bring the attention back to the breath, again start the process all over, and we continue. There's always pockets of time between thought to thought. There is a gap. This is a magical gap. This is when we are suddenly merging with this whole field. And so many things happen at that time. And everybody without an exception has a gap between thoughts. And so everybody without an exception is receiving or becoming one with the field. And so then benefits are always there for every person who is simply sitting down and then observing the breath. And when thoughts come, coming back to observing the breath again. They just do this with their eyes closed. And so in case any of your friends dropped out because of this, please go back and then tell them to come back. This is the biggest myth of why people drop out of meditation. Biggest myth. So let me put up a few charts about understanding stress and understanding how meditation, this whole notion of going into empty states of mind is helping us to reduce, to eliminate stress. How many people here felt that they came into meditation and then very, very quickly, in a few days to weeks, they dropped their stress and started healing and improving their health? Please write in the chat. I can open the chat. How many of you improved your health and you know that the stress was there, that incessant, relentless, negative, worrisome thought is there in your mind of various things. But you came into meditation and you start noticing that your health is improving automatically. You notice in the beginning, maybe in a few days, and then now after a year, you notice that many, many things have disappeared. Second question, how many people who are practicing meditation regularly moved or minimize the medication or didn't have to go into and then use regular medication for many, many common illnesses? Where you are not depending on medication anymore, not depending on something external anymore. Where you feel that health is there with you, and then when there is a problem, you sit into meditation, and then see the result of it. Great. So then, just by understanding how this is happening through meditation, it can help us and give a great deal of certainty that if I sit with this meditation, then it's going to lead me to health, because science. It's not happening for some and happening for some. It is for everyone, though sit down and sincerely practice, because it's a scientific process. Something happens that is discovered by scientists in many ways. So everything is energy communication. Energy communication. Our thoughts are communicating our energy. Our feelings are energy. So there is a connection between what thoughts you have towards the environment, which is towards everything around, including our body. I mean, you know this. If a parent strongly scolds a child, if a boss, is making comments or criticizing, and so you know how you feel in your body. Suddenly you feel low, you feel a little bit dejected. Now, what we don't know is that feeling of low and dejection, what is it causing to the body? Well, you know that you don't feel good. And then you lose out a lot of experience you otherwise wanted to have that day, spoils the day. The opposite is also true. When somebody appreciates you and somebody is, giving a different experience of somebody is taking you to nature walk, somebody is complimenting, somebody expressing gratitude, that's different. Our feelings are different. So there is something to do with that communication that's happening to us through environment, through others, is making us experience good and not so good stuff. And this good and not good is also directly proportionate to how our body is responding to that. And so this is noticed, this energy communication, because the thoughts produce signals and they have an impact. As somebody makes a comment, it has an impact on us. And there is also a biological impact on the body when these negative thoughts are received, or it's on the matter. So now these water experiments by this Japanese scientist, Masaru Emoto. So he took water and put them under microscope, water crystals. And so when they see them, water has some pattern. Those crystals have some patterns. Now, by default, when they took gutter water, it generally is a completely disoriented pattern, like here, water molecule before prayer or whatever, like this. There's no shape, it's all disoriented, completely disorganized. Now that water they take and then express and say words, and you take a glass of water close to you and say, thank you. So what they've done, they put a label of thank you on the water container. And then expressing, saying that thank you to you, and whatever that you can say more. And then they measure, and then slowly the water changes its shape into a perfectly synchronous, a coherent pattern like this. When you say, you make me sick, the same water changes shape. And you appreciate your love, and then say how many ways it's helping everyone and all of that and the body, and it changes shape again. So depending on what you say, what you write, so as you change the labels on the water with an intention that, okay, now you are giving wisdom, you are truth, and you are eternal. I love you. And so it has different shapes. And I say, you fool, and many other things, they change shape again, and then I hate you, and some kind of stuff change shape again. So Masaru Emoto, with this experiment, with the thought communication, with thoughts and then the words that you communicate to it, which are suddenly changing the shape of the water in a good way, in a coherence, to form a coherence and non-coherence. And so then the food that consumed is not coherent, doesn't have much effect. Consumed that is a coherent, has all that effect in the body. So there is an importance and of being having the awareness when you're taking the food or water, anything into your body, and just by saying a few words, you can neutralize the negative energy of it. The same thing is into the body when our brain is receiving our signals constantly from the environment or from people. It is receiving signals through sensory perceptions, or people are sending their words, and which are basically producing with that signal to produce certain thought into our mind based on what they say. So these signals that are receiving from the environment or from people are thought communication, or this ultimately it is a signal that is interpreted by the senses to say good signal and not so good signal. And somebody shouts at us, then it suddenly goes back into the past memory and says, seems like it's not a great thing for me right now. When there is a dog is chasing at us, it seems like then immediately our brain is recognizing and saying, oh, it seems like this is not a good thing for me right now. And that flood water is coming up, and so yeah, it's not a good thing for me right now. And so the thought changes into a negative thought at that point. And the opposite, when you're suddenly going into a beautiful area where the lake opens up and then there's a lot of nice greenery, and then there is a signal that is said, oh, this seems like a nice place here, so I can have a great time. And so then you have a positive thought, and so there is a positive signal. And so the understanding from the concept that Bruce Lipton and many other scientists have discovered is that our thoughts and feelings, which are triggered through environment by people, are the environment out there that we receive, and then we interpret against what we know from the past, and then we have a positive thought and negative thought from there in our brain triggers, and a positive thought and negative thought, and then a feeling associated with it is triggered. And the understanding there is that then with that negative thought, negative feeling, there is a lot of discoherence in the body, and then the positive thought, positive feeling, there's a coherence like the water molecules. And so then and what is it causing to the body? Well, you know that you don't feel good. And then so then you lose out a lot of experience you otherwise wanted to have that day, and it spoils the day. The opposite is also true. When somebody appreciates you and somebody is, giving a different experience of somebody is taking to nature walk, somebody is complimenting, somebody expressing gratitude, there's different, our feelings are different. So there is something to do with that communication that's happening to us through environment, through others, is making us experience good and not so good stuff. And this good and not good is also directly proportionate to how our body is responding to that. And so this is noticed, this energy communication, because the thoughts produce signals and they have an impact. As somebody makes a comment, it has an impact on us. And there is also a biological impact on the body when these negative thoughts are received, or it's on the matter. So now these water experiments by this Japanese scientist, Masaru Emoto. So he took water and put them under microscope, water crystals. And so when they see them, water has some pattern. Those crystals have some patterns. Now, by default, when they took gutter water, it generally is a completely disoriented pattern, like here, water molecule before prayer or whatever, like this. There's no shape, it's all disoriented, completely disorganized. Now that water they take and then express and say words, and you take a glass of water close to you and say, thank you. So what they've done, they put a label of thank you on the water container. And then expressing, saying that thank you to you, and whatever that you can say more. And then they measure, and then slowly the water changes its shape into a perfectly synchronous, a coherent pattern like this. When you say, you make me sick, the same water changes shape. And you appreciate your love, and then say how many ways it's helping everyone and all of that, and the body, and it changes shape again. So depending on what you say, what you write, so as you change the labels on the water with an intention that, okay, now you are giving wisdom, you are truth, and you are eternal. I love you. And so it has different shapes. And I say, you fool, and many other things, they change shape again. And then I hate you and some kind of stuff change shape again. So Masaru Emoto, with this experiment with the thought communication, with thoughts and then the words that you communicate to it, which are suddenly changing the shape of the water in a good way, in a coherence, to form a coherence and non-coherence. And so then the food that consumed is not coherent, doesn't have much effect. Consumed that is a coherent, has all that effect in the body. So there is an importance and when being having the awareness when you're taking the food or water, anything into your body, and just by saying a few words, you can neutralize the negative energy of it. The same thing is into the body when our brain is receiving our signals constantly from the environment or from people. It is receiving signals to sensory perceptions, or people are sending their words, and which are basically producing with that signal to produce certain thought into a mind based on what they say. So these signals that are receiving from the environment or from people are thought communication, or this ultimately it is a signal that is interpreted by the senses to say good signal and not so good signal. When somebody shouts at us, then it suddenly goes back into the past memory and says, seems like it's not a great thing for me right now. When there is a dog is chasing at us, it seems like then immediately our brain is recognizing and saying, oh, it seems like this is not a good thing for me right now. And that flood water is coming up, and so yeah, it's not a good thing for me right now. And so the thought changes into a negative thought at that point. And the opposite, when you're suddenly going into a beautiful area where the lake opens up and then there's a lot of nice greenery, and then there is a signal that is said, oh, this seems like a nice place here, so I can have a great time. And so then you have a positive thought, and so there is a positive signal. And so the understanding from the concept that Bruce Lipton and many other scientists have discovered is that our thoughts and feelings, which are triggered through environment by people, are the environment out there that we receive, and then we interpret against what we know from the past, and then we have a positive thought or negative thought from there in our brain triggers, and a positive thought and negative thought, and then a feeling associated with it is triggered. And the understanding there is that then with that negative thought, negative feeling, there is a lot of discoherence in the body, and then the positive thought, positive feeling, there's a coherence like the water molecules. And so then there is a change in the way the cells respond to it based on what kind of emotion you have. So now keep that in the background. Stress, the way we understand, is the number one reason for many illnesses. And stress is sustained negative communication internalized into the body based on what we experience every day. So there is mental stress, typical, which is what is depicted here. Too much work, things are just not going right. You have committed, you're not able to deliver. There's too much of blame game going on. And there's too much of friction between people. A lot of friction is going on, right? The argument, the altercations in the family all the time. So you come in there, you see the person, there is some element of an friction, suddenly it triggers a different response in your body. Now these things go on. These things go on. There is a lot of grief when important people vacate their body, leave, or get deeply hurt. And so there is a problem and a challenge that we suddenly feel like we're losing, fear of losing that person, fear of losing that connection. And so there is a lot of sustained negative thoughts for months and months in the time that event happens. So now all of this thing that happen, but they continually there is called stress. The stress is sustained negative thought, worrisome thought, and a fearful thought of various fears, many things. Stress is produced. Now, this is all. There are a lot of stresses through this modern lifestyle. A lot of stresses in modern lifestyle. Now, there are different stresses. One is a physical danger or stress that happens when you are, let's say, if faced with a physical danger, like a fire alarm, like, unexpected water levels in your doorstep outside, when there is, these animals coming in suddenly, you're walking in a forest and a nice trails, and suddenly you see an animal standing in front of you. There is this sudden stress in the body and say, my God, so something is here, some dangerous stuff is happening potentially here. That is called physical stress. Then there is stress that is produced under the body digestive system as you consume a lot of chemicals. Food is completely outside. So those chemicals go in, the body is struggling to digest them. And so that is called chemical stress. But then the most impactful, the most negative, and is this modern lifestyle today is moving us into this modern lifestyle of blaming, and all of this is moving us into the same stress, which is sustained negative thought. Now, what happens when you have this is the body goes into something called an emergency mode or a fight or flight mode. So when there is let's say physical stress is there, like when there is a fire, we know that it's going to be a temporary situation. It's going to be put off pretty soon. When there is an animal chasing, you're walking in your layout, suddenly a dog is sort of suddenly coming at you, trying to attack. Now that time, suddenly the body, and it's so beautiful, the body is so intelligent, it moves automatically, and that control is not with us. It moves automatically into this emergency mode. Because if we were to give in to us, again, we are in thought somewhere else, even in the emergencies, in a forgetful state, don't take care of us. And so the body, this intelligent body designed to take care of itself, protect itself, when there is an imminent danger, without even we being aware. So when there is a sudden physical danger like this, and body is so protected, the body intelligent to protect, fascinating, that is all set up so intelligently. And so it's the two things that immediately, few things it's doing is that it activates this fight or flight mode. The fight or fight mode is to exactly that word. When there is a danger, then I need to fight. I need to handle it with the energy, whatever that is. Or I need to protect myself by going away. That's what you do for the physical body. So I need to somewhere tackle this right now if I cannot escape. That water is coming in, so I got to do something, or at least I can just vacate and then go away from there. And so this fight or flight mode, exactly as it says, now if I want to fight an animal coming onto me, I need a lot of energy, strength in my body, in my legs and hands to do something, things that limbs that move to do something. I need a lot of energy. Either to run away, I need energy, or to fight, I need energy. And that's what this, suddenly the chemical transformation, what body is doing when it recognizes. And brain reacts and says, yeah, this is a dangerous situation. And then suddenly there is a stress response produced where these chemicals called cortisol and adrenaline are dumped into the body. Suddenly the energy, that means the blood circulation, is change the way it is, then there are less resources. Blood circulation is what carries resources to the entire, all organs of the body. Now that's impaired. The reason being, it needs to give more energy to the areas that produce that into the legs and hands so that you have the strength. And this the stress response is also dilating the pupils so that you're focused on the thing in front of you. Normally, our vision is all over. You have peripheral vision, you have central vision. And the central vision is looking at things in front of you. Peripheral vision is also observing everything around you. So then our eyes, the pupils are dilated in a way that you can only focus right in front, nothing else, so that you don't get distracted. So all these things are happening suddenly when there is this stress response, more energy, heart is beat is happening faster. You have to pump more energy, and the supply is cut off into many parts of the body, like digestive system, thyroid system. There are many things the supply cut off are reduced, suboptimal, but more energy pumped into your legs and hands are a system that requires that adrenal system, so it requires more energy into legs and hands. And as a result, then when there is a physical danger, now we say, I don't know what caused me to run so fast. Instantly, I was able to be out of it. I don't know, some power came and I was able to manage, and then suddenly I was able to fight this and then come out of it. All right. The stress response is there to help us to protect. That extra energy is there. Something came, we say, but the body is working for you fully. Now, the thing is, in a stress response where physical body is out of balance because you are in an emergency mode, that's what we do. When there is a fire alarm in our offices, emergency mode is activated. We all drop what we do, and then instead we're only focused towards running and finding the nearest safe exit to go to the safe place. Same thing in the body. It drops all functions at that point. It does not need to digest. It does not need to produce bad hormones into the thyroid system. It does not need sexual responses, having that nice feelings and all that. Not that is required at that point. It needs to go and protect. And so drops everything and then goes into protecting the body. Okay, fine. Is required, but then stress response. But now the physical danger is temporary. For 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, maybe half an hour, the fire is going on, and some way the fire alarm came, somebody came, neighbors came, helped, and put it off. And so the physical danger is there, but then it is going away soon. And so the moment the physical danger goes, the body receives a signal saying that it's all safe. And so then slowly, now it stops producing the cortisol and adrenal, which are interfering to make you very alert and active. And so all of that is withdrawn. It no longer produces, and the bloodstream slowly takes a few hours to withdraw all those chemical residue from it. As long as these chemicals are there, they make somebody very alert and active. They do not let you sleep. Hyperactive when these are there. And of course, these chemicals are damaging in nature if they're there for long term. And so they go and penetrate and then interfere in the functioning of the body in many ways. Your skin cells, they don't let the cells rejuvenate, and so then they die. Now, when the physical stress is for short term, then this emergency mode for short term is fine. And then the stress is gone, and then the body withdraws all these chemicals, and so then you are gone back to normal. Sympathetic, all the nervous system is working great, normal. It's called homeostasis. Everything is great when you are there for a short duration of stress response. But now, with this modern lifestyle, the modern lifestyle where this fight or flight mode is activated when we consistently feel threatened by environment which is blaming us. We feel threatened that no, maybe I'm not going to be here for too long, the blame. We feel threatened, and we feel that when that important person is no longer there in my life is not of anything at all. I can't, live this life anyway because my support system is gone. And so we feel there is a threat to our existence. And so when we interpret those situations like that, when we have arguments constantly the children notice that constant arguments and altercations among parents, they feel lack of protection. They feel threatened that, okay, now this is going to probably lead into some divorce or split. That means I'm not going to be taken care. So that is a threat for them. And so they go into a lot of stressful response just because of that too. And so this threatful response, when they recognize difficult to take decision because difficult to perform because the competitive world is so much. And so that has an implication in the way people, parents interpret their capabilities. And so they feel threatened. And so they go into their stress. Less of what they're able to do or not do well in the exams, but more about how they perceive their not performing well, how it is perceived by the environment, and so that they feel as a big threat, and so they go into this stressful mode. Now, stress for short duration is okay. Emergency mode for short duration is okay, but if this emergency mode, a stress mode, is there for too long, if there is a constant fights between at home, and then so the stress is there throughout. If there is constant threatful threat is there in office, which is the case normally, and because you've got too much of overloaded deliveries and schedules, out of greed you take many things. Out of greed, managers push many things onto us forever, keep doing. And so that is threat. And so then that is stress. That means that his body is in this fight or flight mode for a long time. Months and months it is in the fight or flight mode. So now imagine, rather than being in an emergency for a short time, you're in emergency mode for a long time. So what is emergency mode? Not doing anything other than trying to protect yourself. And so that emergency mode, if you're there for a long time, that means the body has got cortisol, body has got all this adrenaline dumped, which is making you alert and active. That means no sleep. Insomnia is a direct cause of stress because the cortisol is there. It does not let you sleep. And your body has very suboptimal functioning of the blood circulation. So then brain is not working well. Your decision making is poor. Your hormonal imbalances are there because for 3 months, suppose there's not so good supply of the blood circulation into your thyroid gland, then what's going to happen? It suboptimally functions. So hormonal imbalances come. And then acid reflexes come because digestion is not working great. And stress is not in a fight or flight mode is not required. So the body doesn't care. There's no resource to function properly. So it's not there. The immunity glands, circulation in the thymus gland is not functioning because these chemicals are interfering into the immunity functioning of it. The cortisol is interfering in the immunity development of the body. So in many ways, dear friends, when stress is there for sustained for too long, then through this modern lifestyle of constant blame and shaming and greed and load, and so then our body is only in a restless mode with a lot of energy in hands and legs, but not having a supply into any part of the body. And so most of the systems of the body are suboptimal, leading towards their slowly degeneration. Immunity is impaired significantly. So what is the way around for it? We need to disengage from these events that are happening in our life. Okay, there may be an argument happened 1 week ago in my performance review. I didn't agree, but they said this is what you're doing. And so then an argument, and then now impairingly we're looking at it saying, how could they do it? And so we have this thought carried, and we go with that thought and then talk to our friends. Today we talked about it. Tomorrow we call another friend and say, you know what, our rational manager is. And so just my blood boils because of the way they talk about my performance. And so then we continue to have the dialogue and discussion. We continue to relive the past. We don't even know. We had some accident, 6 months ago, 1 year ago. We talk about it again and again. Every time we see some accident, we bring the story again and reliving the past with a feeling. Oh my God, it's so dangerous. I can't tell you. Be careful, be safe. And we relive the past. And the research is when people relive the past, they relive 50% more. They exaggerate. And so that means they exaggerate a lot of the feeling. And so they relive the past of all unwanted stuff. And so then they continue to make the body into the sustained stressful state. So the way of solution then is to disengage from the past. And meditation, dear friends, by regularly quietening the mind, just by observing the breath, quietening the mind, and with a combination of neuroscience principles that when you quieten the mind regularly, and then as your awareness is built, when you come into your wakeful time and you're there, and because you are quietening the mind, and slowly, slowly, in a few weeks, as you stop recollecting that past memory and experience, and so a neuroscience principle that use it or lose it is there. If you don't use it, you'll lose it, and it helps you to it helps you to forget these past memories. And then meditation brings you into the present moment with an awareness. When the negative thought is there, suddenly you realize, why is this negative thought coming? And so you automatically switch to a neutral or positive thought. Why am I living in my past? You come back and say, yeah, right now here, I'm supposed to do this, I'll do it. Meditation is a regular process with an awareness, and then with it slowly helping us to erase the past unwanted memories or a period of time, and is bringing us into the present. And so then we stop recollecting and living in the past or worry of the future. And so then automatically we say there's no interference into the body. Your body comes out of this fight or flight mode. We're not keeping you in that mode anymore. You have got a deadline for that is there 1 month ago, 1 month ahead. Now you know, impairingly, you know that you're not going to deliver for it. You're going to miss the deadlines. There probably something is going to happen. You don't know. But today, the state is that I'm worrying about it every day. I don't know what's going to happen. Last year, it was very nasty. That client really drilled me, and I just didn't have a good feeling. My bosses really, it impaired my performance. Oh my God, this is happening again. They're thinking about for 1 month. Now, meditator is not thinking about it anymore because the past is slowly resolved. Because the trigger is coming based on the past, and so past is resolved. And so then we say, okay, I have a way to handle, let's see what happens later. Things can happen anyway, and many things, and then there is a higher understanding later comes as we go through this program, that if I change my thought, I can change my output and outcome. And so then, and that is the next understanding, which is for the next week. And so a meditator first stops worrying about the past because that's resolving. And second, moves into positive thinking states of wanting to experience whatever that they wish to see that meeting to go on, or the review to go on. And so then change the future. First, they stop creating a negative past and change the future. Just by stopping all this negative thought, stress is gone. And so then body becomes suddenly normal again. The natural state of the body is to be in this great good hormones, to be there happily and joyfully. The fight or flight mode deactivated. And so, dear friends, the mental rumination is gone. And so then the body becomes greatly healthy. Just by tackling the stress response, and the stress is removed automatically. The fight or flight mode is removed. So what do we do when things do happen, and things that are not happening in a way that you don't expect them to happen? Brooding over them does not help, because it's only causing the body to be continuously in this fight or flight mode. So we recognize it and we come out of it. The recognition is awareness. Meditation builds that awareness. And so then we are very healthy, dear friends. Sleep immediately comes back. That cortisol chemical is not there in the bloodstream anymore for a meditator. And so that means then your impaired sleep is come back to you. That's why many people come here and meditate. In a week onward, they're saying, you know what? It was such a disturbing sleep for me for the last few years. I started sleeping now well. Can anybody write here? If you already notice your sleep is improving in the last 7 days, you come here, if you're sincere practicing, you see that your sleep is improving already. You see that you're already sleeping little, having a sound sleep, better sleep. You don't wake up as many times as you wake up in the night before. And please say if you're noticing it here, dear friends. So then the physical health, dear friends, when stress is gone, 90% of illness are removed. Backaches disappear. Your digestion improves. Acid reflux disappear. Asthma, there are many things that relate to thought disappear. And your thyroids heal, and many things automatically that are stress-related, your friends come back, and then their body comes back into your natural state. Thank you very much for joining and understanding this. And then tomorrow, I will talk about how meditation, the simple meditation, physically, what is it causing biologically into the body? how it's causing the change based on the research and evidence about bringing youthfulness and longevity into the body. This meditation that we practice every day brings longevity. Research shows that people live longer. In some experimentations that done for 25 years, regular meditators and the non-meditators, they saw that the meditators have an easily 10 years more lifespan compared to the non-meditators. Right? We understand some of it tomorrow. One website that greatly helps in understanding the scientific benefit of meditation in physical health and mental health is a site called EOC Institute. EOC, explanation letter of each of that, EOC, institute.org, documents a lot of experiments, evidences, research in there for every physical illness, and many, many illnesses are covered. And then one of them is stress, and then how it is meditation helping it to change it. And then many more technical things are there. One can learn from there if you're curious about it. Right, friends? Then, so thank you for understanding this important concept. And meditation very effortlessly eliminates stress without doing anything else. Yes, Sonalji.
Yes, sir. Thank you. We have Friends Book Club starting today from March 24th to April 28th. It's going to be available in 2 batches. We have great 2 books picked out. Today, every Monday, we will have Conversation with God. That's by Neil Donald Walsh. That's what Chandra sir had mentioned the first day, how it changes life. Phenomenal book. Hope to see you all there. Batch 1 is from 8:15 a.m. to 9:15 a.m. and it's going to be facilitated by Vidya Pulamarsetti and Richa Srivastav. Batch 2 is going to be 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. and that's facilitated by Pratik Agrawal and Rajendra Prasad sir. So they're all 4 phenomenal masters. I think it'll be great. And on Wednesday, we're going to announce again, but just to let you guys know so you can plan ahead. Wednesday, it's going to be Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton, one of my most favorite books. So that's all. And we'll circulate the links to how to connect on the communities, but you can also connect through our web app. If you haven't downloaded it yet, it's a great time to put Buddha CEO app and subscribe so you can have live notification for everything so you don't miss anything. That's all, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. 2 important books that played a key role in my life. Conversation with God is a book of my enlightenment, understanding philosophically everything, the way things work. 2002, I read this. And my scientific understanding of meditation, the impact and thoughts and their impact into life events is through this book called Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton and You Are the Placebo by Dr. Joe. So I'm so happy these 2 books are there. One is philosophically, you get great understanding. Second is scientifically, you understand the connection, meditation to this change in life. Both of these books, I would certainly either read them or be part of this book club. Is the faster way of knowing everything about it. Thank you, Sonalji. Thank you, all dear friends. As before, we'll take a short break and then spend a few minutes sharing experience and answering questions.
Thank you. I want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 'Cause I'm so grateful. So grateful. Oh, grateful. I'm so grateful. So I want to say thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this.
Namaste. Very warm welcome to all of you. Yes, we have our gratitude program going on, and today is the 8th day. First of all, let me congratulate all of you for having completed the first week of the program. And this program has a very special significance in my life. Like you people, I had joined in July 2020, this 40-day online program. That time it used to be only once in a day, only in the morning session. And initially, I was hesitant to get up at 6 o'clock, but within 4 or 5 days, I got addicted to meditation. And then there was no looking back. I was always addicted to meditation, but that part, conceptual part, concept part, I just thought, ki maybe we can start by 6:20, do meditation, and then. But since I got hooked to meditation, I started listening to Sir again and again. And as we say, teaching is the best form of learning. So here I am with all of you for this week. Myself, Namita Singh. I live in Gurgaon. Right now, I am in Lucknow and connecting with you all. Please do open up. This platform is for you. Please ask any question if you have and share your experience, however small or big, because sharing is caring and growing as well. Please raise your hand so that we can unmute you. Yes, Anupma ma'am. Yes.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, I just want to know, in the last Chandra sir said some.
Hello, I'm not able to hear. Sai, can you hear?
Ma'am, we can't hear.
Okay, she
We'll
seems to.
allow them to panelist who are asking
Sure,
the question.
sure.
Okay, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, yes, Anupma.
Yes, good evening, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Nee, yes, I can hear you. And can you please turn your camera on?
Yeah, actually, I'm in my office, so I'm not allowed.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, yes.
Ma'am, I just want to know, in the last Chandra sir has said today that there is a website where we can see the research papers on meditation. Can you just please tell me that?
Okay, I will have to see. I have to
Okay.
check. I will.
Okay.
Are
Yeah.
you part of that WhatsApp group, or you can type
Yeah.
on?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm in your group only.
Okay, yeah, Anupma. Okay,
Yes.
nice to see you because uh,
Yeah, I
I am
messaged you.
waiting, eagerly waiting for participants to respond.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
this is my
ma'am.
favorite week, to be honest.
Yeah, I was happy by seeing you. Okay, my our group facilitator is there on today to
Yes,
answer
yes,
questions.
yeah, sure, sure. And this week is, I can relate to it very much. I had
Yeah.
joined this program, 40-day program, simply for gaining calmness. I
Oh,
was so bothered with the anxiety. My mind was always overreacting, very sensitive, always taking small things to my heart. So it was so restless because of the inner chatter within my head. I looked for calmness. And there were so many surprises in store for me as I started meditating. And this health benefit was the first and foremost. In the fourth week itself, I realized I could sleep without taking my medicine for my sleep disorder. I was on heavy pills, had been taking those medication for last 4 years because I could hardly sleep for 2 to 3 hours at one go. Then I used to
thank you
get
so
up
much.
and I was always very restless. And then I
Okay.
realized I could sleep without taking that medicine. And since then, it has been almost 5 years, I have not taken a single medication. So this is how my sleep order was cured because of the practice of meditation only. I do get up sometimes in the middle of the night, but I do meditate for 10, 15 minutes or so, and then I go back to sleep. This is what I started believing in, that closing your eyes and observing your breath can do wonders.
Well, thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your experience. It really helps.
Yes, and this is was just the in fact, my first question was that after sharing my experience, said, what is the next Zing thing? I had asked Chandra sir after the
Okay.
sleep, this what is Zing thing? I said, ki, you never know when I will become thoughtless. That he said, this is $1 million question. Even after 20 years of practice meditation, thoughts are always there. Then I realized it is not important to become thoughtless. It is important to disengage yourself with your past memories, with your thoughts. This is what
Yeah.
meditation is doing. And universe is also very smart. We do receive energy in the packets. As sir had mentioned, there's a magical gap between thoughts. So we
Okay.
do receive energy in packets. And there's something out is certainly there to keep you going. So why I'm emphasizing on this again and again, simply because many of you might be first timers or maybe having some kind of doubt whether
Yes.
I should continue with my practice or not. It's not happening, or I'm not having any kind of experience or something, no benefits I can see. So just have patience, and my only single line will be for you, latch on to meditation, irrespective of you are feeling something, you're having some experience or not experience. Things will happen for sure. I can
Yeah.
vouch from my experience, from my journey. Whatever I used to listen on this platform, sharing here there, I have been having most of the experiences, at least benefits. It's not the experience, it benefits in my life, in all aspects of my life. I also cured my migraine headache also in 3 years' time. Subsequently, the frequency of taking medication kept reducing. It was coming down. Earlier, it used to be once or twice a week, then it was once in a month, then once in a 3 months, and then all of a sudden I realized it has been over a year. I have not taken that single pill for my headache. And like you must have heard, we realize that body is fully capable to take care of itself. It can heal on its own if we allow our body and mind to rest. Healing comes on its own. Now I realize this, and I no longer pop up that pill the moment if I feel some kind of heaviness in my head or something like that. I know it will go off, and it just goes off. Okay, now, yes, please. I would like to hear you.
Yeah, ma'am. I started my meditation with 21 days program of Buddha CEO only. Jan 27th it started. I'm a first time meditator, and I used to hate meditation whenever any says. I used to wonder how come just closing the eyes they are finding peace and etc etc. So I tried 2 3, but I didn't like. Then one of my friend who has done from Buddha CEO only, she recommended Chandra sir is the best. You will definitely love. You please try. So I just tried from Jan 27th, and within a week I just fell in love with meditation. And I even said to Chandra sir also that I spoke in 21 days. Then I said this is the best experience of my life. And from that I am doing meditation. This 20 days. So after 21 days over, I started doing again some same recordings. Then again I started this 40-day recording, 40 days program, and I'm trying my best, ma'am. Thoughts are coming and going, but I'm seeing few changes. I'm becoming little bit calmer. I'm not responding that much. Previously, I'm very short-tempered, so I used to react like hell. So now I'm thinking I'm not wasting my energy. I'm just thinking, okay, this is the situation. So let me first think and react instead of immediately responding to it. So I'm just trying my best, ma'am. So a lot more to learn from all of you, your experiences. Everyone, each and of every facilitated experience is giving motivation and inspiration to continue more, to explore more. So really, thank you so much for Buddha CEO, facilitators, Chandra sir. It's awesome. The experience is wonderful. Even I introduced my husband to this 40 days program. So he is also loving it. Thank you so much. And I request you, please share me, ma'am, personally that website name so that I can even introduce my friends also by sharing that scientific papers.
Sure, I will certainly.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you so much. I would request others also to share their question or experience so that platform is interactive and more enjoyable. No questions? Yes, Babita ma'am. Yes.
Hello, Namita ma'am. So good to see you.
Same here.
It's such a joy. I wanted to share and also have a question that yes, Buddha CEO has brought such a beautiful change in me. No words can express. Sorry, I lost you. Now you can see me. You can hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you.
So, in this 2 years journey, I see myself healing. But right now, I'm going through again a health crisis. And today, as I heard Sir, I could see that, yes, how I used to be in the fight or flight mode all the time. So my body has taken a lot of toll of years where I always used to be in a fight or flight mode. And persevering through this 40 days program, persevering through the Amrut programs, it is bringing a shift. And I remember when you know in one of the programs I had heard you mentioning how all things are easily manifested, and I was like, oh, does that really happen? Well, it's happening in my life right now. And yesterday, I had decided that during the day, I'm going to use it so wisely. It's a Sunday. I'm going to be sure that we meditate a lot. And yesterday, 5 friends came to my house to meditate with me during the day also. So, yes, things do manifest, and it's a slow process, but it is perseverance which keeps us going. So I want to thank all of you. And my question is that even though I hear all this right now because of my health issues, I seem to get so lost. I seem to even not be able to concentrate or hear what is going on. Even when Sir is saying I lose my concentration due to the pain in my leg or something going on with my heart. Do you have any more suggestions or recommendations to keep me upbeat so I continue this 40-day course and I keep on going and succeed in getting well?
If I understood, you are saying is still some kind of pain is persisting due to your previous illness and you are not able to meditate for longer period. This is what you are saying.
Correct. Not only meditate, I'm not even able to concentrate on things as well.
Okay. Okay. So, ma'am, first of all, let me admit to you, I was not very comfortable sitting in that cross-leg posture. I always preferred to sit on the sofa. Initially, it was bed, then sofa, and then finally, I started sitting on the carpet, but that also with the support, back support or something like that. And cross-legged, I'm not sure whether I can continue for more than half an hour or 20 minutes or so. Nothing. I feel like changing my position, but somehow I do stretch my legs also as many times as possible whenever I feel like. But somehow I don't let my meditation disturb. Let disturb getting disturbed by all these uh, change. This is what I would like to say. So I could meditate since beginning for full 3 hours. And due to some reason, I might have missed in the last session, not this Amrit, then when that for GCML2, that for 43 days meditation was going on, that time I was not regular. Otherwise, I have not missed long meditations. And simply because of all these practice I have been doing along with Bhuthasiya programs, I feel I have greatly healed myself of many ailments. In fact, I'm suffering for varicose veins also. I'm not totally done with it. It has not, but I could see somehow it has stopped aggravating. It's no longer it is growing. Earlier, the doctor had said ki there is no way out except then surgery. You will have to go for the surgery for varicose veins. Somehow I feel that it's no longer you can say expanding or whatever it was. It has certainly stopped, or maybe gradually it is improving. This is what I, so now I have a firm belief that someday or the other it is going to happen. And at the same time, having said that, I'm not bothered also if it happens or not, just going in the flow. That headache also I talked about, all of a sudden I realized, oh, it has been 13 months, more than 13 months that I have not taken a single pill. Otherwise, I couldn't do without Nimulid. That Naxito Plus and Nimulid were the two integral parts of my life. Always ensured they are there. Extra strip is there in my side drawer. I dreaded nights. Dreaded nights, and this headache was also Disprin and other medicines were totally ineffective in my case, and Nimulid was banned in our country, but I consulted with my doctor. No other medicine can give me relief. That's okay, you can take. Anyways, just to cut it short, what I'm saying, ki first of all, if not sure you are changing your position or whatever comfort comes most, whichever way you are, you find yourself comfortable in whichever position, or you can always prepare, like setting your pillows and etc. whenever you are changing position, so as your meditation doesn't get disturbed. So this will help. In my case, it has really helped me. I can sit on longer meditation, and somehow universe also helps you. When I was off to Himalayan trip last year, I had this reservation in my mind. Suppose I'm not able to sit on the hillock or something like that for longer period. Somehow it didn't happen, and I was climbing up the steps very with total enthusiasm. In fact, always in the leading group, not the far behind, dragging myself up, something like that. I So meditation gives you the strength, gives you the courage, but this trick really helps if you have not tried it, whichever posture, and then it is the intent that yes, I am all hale and hearty. I am practicing meditation over a period of time. This will help you, though I have not practiced, I have not implemented in my own life, but this is what I have heard so many people sharing, that yes, I had that pain in my leg or something. I sat in meditation with that intent, and it has happened that way also. So you can try that also. But in my case, this is the changing of my posture to make myself comfortable, and this is not the hindrance. That sitting or numbing your legs, numbing your paining.
So, to recap, can I say what you're sharing with me is that do not worry if you have to change postures, but continue to sit and keep everything ready so that you're comfortable, and
Yes.
do not quit.
Yes.
Catch. Thank you so much, Namita ma'am. It's such a pleasure to see you. I still remember, when you used to say, "Oh, things are so easily manifested," and I used to laugh, really? But now it's happening in my life. So yes, persevering is helping, and I'm sure I'm going to get well, and I'm already getting well and healing, and I'll be able to share my victory very soon. That yes, I'm healed. So thank you
Yes.
so much.
Already it has been manifested in the energy field. It is just going to turn into a reality. Just a matter of time. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
so
you. It's so heartening to see you and to hear your sharing with so much enthusiasm and zest. You do speak, and it's so inspiring to hear you all along. Thank you so much. Yes. Anyone? I think, yes, Anupma, you had asked. I believe I had taken from the wisdom note. This is probably the link. You can check that. for that research paper? Okay. Anyone else? Okay, Anupma. Thank you. If need be, you can always approach me, and I would like to hear you in the group as well. Because again, group is also WhatsApp community. This time we feel being the community, somehow people are finding it difficult to interact because they feel like they are the only one in the group. No one can see their messages. It's not like that. Even if you reply, there is a reply option. If you reply, then it can be seen. It can be read by the facilitator and the group admin. So please do share in the group as well. So yes, I would have loved to hear from rest of the participants as well, because it's the health week. One can easily relate to it. Energy gain and any kind of benefit in health are the first and foremost benefits of meditation. This is what I have realized, and I always keep on saying meditation is a self-exploration journey where you do get benefits by default. It just happens. You just go on exploring yourself and benefits do happen. This is what I keep on saying, and I can go on and on, but I must save my many more experiences in the coming weeks. Thank you so very much. If there is no other question or sharing, then we can simply conclude the session with the quote. Right now, I remember, meditation teaches you to cure what should not be endured. Meditation teaches you to endure what cannot be cured. Because our enduring power also increases because the practice of meditation, and healing, where healing is taking place, then there is no need to endure the pain. Thank you so very much. Yes, Raj, I don't know, I'm getting ready, but I am relaxed. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, sir, take your own time. 40 days, as we say, is if this is your first program, 40 number represents a mandal. Mandal is said to be a period of testing and trials. Once you overcome it, then it becomes your habit. As scientific surveys are also telling us that it takes 6 to 8 weeks time for any new thing or skill to become a habit. Once it becomes your habit, like brushing your teeth, then it becomes your integral part. So just have this intention since the day you have started this meditation practice, attending the sessions. This is just your daily routine, ongoing journey, because right now you are putting an effort to make it a habit, and once it becomes your habit, it is already going to be there for you every day. So happy meditating, dear friends and masters. Keep meditating and have a good day, good evening, good night. See you tomorrow. Namaste.
You're my life, you're my breath, you're a smile, you're my guest. You're the earth, you're the sun, you're the grass, you are love. You're my hands, you're a bug, you're my eyes, you're a hug. You're the light in the dark, you're the spark, you are fun. You're my mom, you are water, you're the stars, you're my daughter. You're my friend till the end, you're my dreams, you're my father. You're the ants on the ground, the miracles that surround. I'm feeling it all around, the hemisphere in the clouds. You're my pain, you're my sorrow, you're my hope for tomorrow. You're the strength when I'm hollow, you're the path that I follow. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything is